Boston, in a building where many great champions have been crowned, and right now, the tag team titles are on the line. The champions, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, against the unlikely team of Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Talk about an odd couple, Michael. With everything we've seen from Bryan and Kane in the past few weeks, I gotta wonder if Dr. Shelby's anger management therapy can turn these two into a cohesive unit.
What do you know about therapists, Saxton? They've been thrusted into this position while the champions have been centered around their teamwork for the past 5 months. Kane and Bryan only have anger management in common. I wouldn't call that a building block towards tag team titles.
Oh, right to the face.
Brought in the hard way. We've been seeing Daniel and Kane in therapy for weeks now. It's not anger management that these two need. What they need is respect from the WWE Universe. These Yes Chance fans do are an absolute mockery to Daniel Bryan. I don't blame him one bit for being angry.
Harsh. He goes for the cover. And the champ kicks out.
Too soon.
You know, Corey, I see Daniel's issues with the Yes Champ, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, even in Montreal, where we were for Raw this past week, the crowd chants, "We, we, we." So these Yes Chants are becoming bilingual.
Oh, very cute, Cole. Daniel Bryan's just a few feet away, and you're doing that. You should see if your friend Dr. Shelby does sensitivity training as well, because you need it.
Guys, when the WWE Universe has the power on Monday Night Raw, it can be really nutty. Case in point, a few weeks ago, the WWE Universe voted on social media to have Daniel Bryan and Kane hug it out in the middle of the ring. Yes, folks, hug it out.
Yeah, it was not a sight we usually see in the WWE ring. Kane and Daniel appeared to be two people that have never given a hug in their whole life. An awkward moment that showed they both still had a ways to go in their anger management.
Leading up to this match, a lot of praise was thrown on Kofi and R-Truth. Kofi being a 3-time Intercontinental Champion and both having time as United States Champion. Well, Daniel Bryan has his accolades as well.
Of course, Daniel Bryan won the United States Championship in the same pay-per-view 2 years ago against The Miz. He also went on to win a Money in the Bank and become a World Heavyweight Champion.
Bringing up Daniel Bryan's time as World Heavyweight Champion, he did lose that title in only 18 seconds.
Oh, and he makes the tag.
That was a game changer right there, Michael.
He's a spinning ball of energy.
Look at this. This might be it.
Oh, my. I'm not sure how much he has left.
Daniel Bryan has so much on his mind right now. He was ballistic in a WWE.com interview. The problem is Daniel Bryan, he's a great competitor, but this crowd constantly distracts him. How can anybody do their work when this is going on?
Oh, it's absolutely unfair. Bryan has to keep his anger in check while hearing the WWE Universe mock him. And then he also has to...
He's not going to go quietly.
No superstar worth his salt ever does.
Oh, with a big boot.
On the mark.
We touched on how much is going... There it is. The tag has been made.
Oh, he needed that in the worst way, Michael. Hip drop.
R-Truth has the shoulders down early.
Not much behind that pin attempt.
Nah, not yet. Too early. Can we address R-Truth and Little Jimmy, please? If anyone needs Dr. Shelby, it's R-Truth. The guy's seeing things. He's holding ropes to let an imaginary person into the ring. Forget Daniel Bryan and Kane. Someone please help R-Truth.
I think R-Truth is doing just fine. This week, WWE.com had a pictorial about Little Jimmy's family. Portraits like Little Jimmy in a birthday party hat. Pretty fabulous.
Kane with a vice-like grip on his opponent's skull.
Nobody does it quite like him. R-Truth is just getting overwhelmed.
I was reaching out to get R-Truth help for his imaginary delusion, but you're here enabling self-destructive behavior. We know what having imaginary friends well into adulthood can do to a person. We've seen what it's done to Saxton.
Well, I would have to refute that, okay? I'm a well-adjusted adult.
The shoulders are down. Digging deep for a kick out.
Not yet.
Ever since Kofi and R-Truth became allies, they've been on a tear in WWE. They know how to work together as a tag team. Then on the other side of the ring, judging from the last few weeks, Kane and Daniel Bryan are far from being on the same page.
Kane is looking to end this right now. Is he done? Interesting decision here, Corey.
I don't know. I kind of like it. He clearly wants to inflict some more punishment.
We talk about big. Look at Kane. It's coming. Is he done? Going for something else, it seems.
I suspect he knows something that we don't, Cole. Why else would he just let him out of that hole?
Kane, uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Choke slam straight to hell.
But he's running on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to capitalize? So, Michael, let me ask you. Did Daniel Bryan's anger management issues begin way back in April at WrestleMania? When Bryan, who was World Heavyweight Champion at the time, lost his title to Sheamus in a record 18 seconds? It's been haunting Daniel Bryan for months.
Yes, it did. Listen, Daniel Bryan confessed that WrestleMania was the most embarrassing moment of his whole life, and that's including the time his fiancée left him at the altar. Come to think of it, that was this year, too. I can't blame Daniel for feeling some stress. He's stalking his opponent from the top turnbuckle.
Oh, what a hurricanrana.
You know, I have to say, I've seen some progress in Kane and Daniel Bryan's anger management. I don't think they are all the way there, but there's been definite progress.
I see it, too.
Look out, look out. This could be it.
Oh, man, jarring headbutt. That has got to be it. Peanuts are usually served when you take to the air like that. In comparing Daniel Bryan and Kane's progress in therapy, I think there are two different cases. Bryan had an emotional breakdown brought on by the WWE Universe, whereas Kane has just been sick and demented since birth.
Well, one of those things for sure. They're both off their rocker in my estimation.
Great job, Dr. Cole.
Oh, the yes lock is cinched in.
Is he?
Oh, going for it. Going for it.
The no lock is in.
The challenger simply will not be denied. Come on, R-Truth, you can do this.
I need to say, and Kane and Bryan have won the tag team titles. Now's a good time to look at some of the highlights from that last matchup.
Who could forget this? He ain't messing around. Check him out here. He really put on a great show.
Here are your winners, and the new WWE Tag Team Champions, Kane and Daniel Bryan. Team Hell No.
Nice teamwork by these two here tonight. A sold-out Raw here in Charleston, South Carolina. Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton started the night with a double disqualification, but they will settle things in the main event with a street fight.
Randy Orton called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Kane called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Bryan is here to prove that he is not a weak link.
All order as he faces 9-time WWE Champion Randy Orton. Oh, what agility. The armbar is locked in.
Ooh, what impact.
We saw Team Hell No dissolve last week on Raw as both Kane and Daniel Bryan turned their sights towards the WWE Championship.
Step one in that process is beating Randy Orton. Defeating a guy of Orton's stature puts you near the front of the line for title opportunities.
Going back to Kane and Daniel Bryan's breakup, it seemed cordial, but their paths could easily cross again if one of them attains the WWE Championship.
Yeah, that reminds me, Michael. Team Hell No didn't officially hug it out when they broke up. Things could be bad between Kane and Bryan.
Just carrying the opposition here.
But you can't carry your opponent all day. You gotta make a move eventually.
What a stomp!
Good grief.
Oof!
Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan are both as tough as they come, and this is a matter of pride between both men. These are two guys you don't want to lose, especially to each other.
Look, we did see things get heated earlier tonight, but I think there's still a level of respect here. Neither is going to cheat to defeat the other. It's all about proving that you are the best.
Back in from the floor. He's fighting back here.
I expected nothing less, Cole. Saxton, you were blathering about these guys being respectful, and I got to dispute you. Orton's done some despicable things to get ahead, and Bryan certainly wasn't respectful when he cashed in Money in the Bank on the Big Show. You do what you can to get ahead in this industry.
Corey, that's all in the past. The WWE Universe loves both these guys because they're all about competition, not cheating.
This rivalry between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton has been simmering for weeks and looks to violently explode during this street fight.
Bryan has been determined to show he can beat Orton. Last week on Raw, Randy Orton won the match via ref stoppage when Bryan injured his arm. Bryan got a countout win 4 days later on SmackDown, but he wants a definitive win over the Viper here tonight.
We recounted Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton's matches as of late. We thought it would be settled in tonight's opening match, but they brawled to a double disqualification.
Well, you won't see a count-out, DQ, or an injury in this match. One of these guys is going to be pinned or submit.
Great job escaping, trying to turn this thing around.
Daniel Bryan has a major task ahead of him tonight. He's got to beat a man with just about every accolade on his resume in the form of Randy Orton.
Yeah, Corey, you're not kidding. Orton has held the Intercontinental Championship, the Tag Team Championship. He's won the Royal Rumble and has been WWE Champion 9 times.
We compared Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan's accolades before, and Daniel Bryan has a decent resume too, as he's won Money in the Bank and has held the U.S. title, tag team titles, and the world title one time. He's fighting back here.
I expected nothing less, Cole.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. That'll rock you. Here's his chance to win this.
Daniel Bryan has been consumed with the idea that he's a weak link due to his performances in tag team competition as of late.
Well, Bryan tends to be consumed by just about every minor annoyance, but he did take the pin in 3 straight tag team championship losses to the Shield.
Look out! The yes
lock is in. The yes lock is in.
Unreal. Oh, it's locked in. The crossface. This one is over.
That's one of the more impressive submissions in today's sports entertainment.
Bringing back up Daniel Bryan as a weak link. Note that he's not sorry he let Kane down when he cost Team Hell No the tag titles, or that he failed Randy Orton in their quest for the tag titles. Bryan's just thinking about himself here.
Look, Bryan may have faltered in those matches, but Bryan was also the guy who got Seth Rollins to tap out for the Shield's first ever six-man tag team loss. He can obviously be a team player, but right now, Bryan is out to prove he's a single superstar.
We're seeing two favorites of the WWE Universe battle it out here, and it's fitting that the WWE Universe voted for this to be a street fight.
The hashtags have been trending all night on social media.
Look out!
Every time we come to Detroit, I can't help but think back to the night Hulk Hogan body slammed and defeated the legend.
Incredible!
There was a lot of force behind that one.
Incredible!
There was a lot of force behind that one.
Back in the ring now.
Incredible!
There was a lot of force behind that one.
When this guy's on, look out.
There it is.
Did you hear that crack?
There it is.
Did you hear that crack?
Incredible!
There was a lot of force behind that one.
Incredible!
There was a lot of force behind that one.
Boy, Randy Orton never stops. Right to the chest. It's kind of a shame that Orton and Bryan are fighting tonight, and that they will also be brawling with Kane in the Money in the Bank match, since those three men are the only trio to pin or submit the Shield in a six-man tag team match.
It's even more impressive when you consider the trios that fell to the Shield at WrestleMania. Orton, Sheamus, and The Big Show failed. On the Raw 2 weeks after WrestleMania, Team Hell No and The Undertaker couldn't do it. Last week, Team Hell No and Orton finally beat the Shield, and in 3 weeks, they'll be fighting each other for Money in the Bank.
He wants no part of the outside.
Oh, the yes lock is cinched in.
What a crossface.
Just when you thought he had nothing left. Does Orton even know where he is?
He can't take much more. The yes lock is in.
Wow.
The yes lock is in.
Unreal. Just wearing down the opponent. The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
There it is.
Did you hear that crack? Oh boy, he is rolling.
Lands this, and he is done.
They'll leave a mark permanently.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now. One of the most amazing combinations you will ever see.
Oh, nasty impact.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
Incredible!
There was a lot of force behind that one.
There it is.
Did you hear that?
Nailed it.
The Viper strikes again. I love it.
I'm not surprised that Randy Orton...
Oh no, Randy Orton looking to finish it.
Beautiful technique.
Takes him down hard.
You gotta love that kind of aggression.
There it is.
Did you hear that crack?
Incredible.
There was a lot of force behind that one.
There it is.
Did you hear that crack?
You two gentlemen mentioned Orton's bad luck with tag partners. After Big Show's betrayal, Sheamus and Orton couldn't get along. It's a minor miracle that Orton helped Team Hell No beat the Shield.
Needless to say, I don't think we'll be seeing Orton teaming up with...
Here we go.
Impressive combination kicks. Wow, I'm just as surprised as you guys are.
A street fight is apropos for Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, seen as both men will take part in a Money in the Bank ladder match in 3 weeks' time.
All the weapons we'll see Bryan and Orton sling tonight is just a prelude to the unforgiving. The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now. Randy Orton got the worst end of that stick.
There it is.
Did you hear that crack?
You two brought up the upcoming Money in the Bank match. Don't forget that
Daniel Bryan's done it. Daniel Bryan's done it.
What an incredible victory for Daniel Bryan in this brutal street fight.
Here is your winner, Daniel Bryan.
No longer will